Hello, everyone. Amanda Williams, MD, MPH, here with you today. I want to talk about high fiber foods and why they matter. I seem like I talked about this quite a bit this week with some of my medical students and talked about the importance of healthy diet and how this is oftentimes so overlooked in the management of things such as diabetes. And we look at things like avoid sugar, but we never talk about, well, if we're avoiding sugar, what should we be doing? Well, everyone should want to avoid sugar, but in particular, anyone who has metabolic syndrome or, say, type 2 diabetes, definitely. But we have to think about what it is that is actually required when it comes to maintaining healthy blood glucose. And we know fiber, 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 this matters so much. And when I'm talking fiber, I'm not talking about things, just like a supplement that people are used to seeing at the over the counter drugstores for regularity, for example. I'm talking about food based fibers. We're talking about things such as fruits and vegetables. You look at an avocado, for example, wonderful source of fiber. It has a good amount of protein, healthy fats. It has wonderful vitamins and minerals and antioxidants, but it has a good amount of fiber. So, okay, let's say you're not a fan of avocados. Let's look at something else. Let's look at something like an apple. One apple is going to yield you roughly about 4 or 5 grams of fiber, where, say, a slice of bread, for example, maybe you're getting 1 or 2 grams of fiber. And why does fiber matter? Well, because the average American is only getting roughly about 10 grams of fiber per day. And most people aren't going around with a fiber calculator going, well, how much fiber should I be getting? But what we do know is that Americans follow a standard American diet, which is sad and it should bring a little tear to your eye. We know that when we adhere to a diet such as the Mediterranean diet, that's going to give us a high abundance of high fiber foods. And we should be getting 30 grams of fiber per day. Yes, 30 grams of fiber. And the average American struggles their way to try and get to 10 grams. And we sit back and go, well, no wonder why there's 80 million pre diabetics in this country. And no wonder why problems such as diabetes and metabolic syndrome are kind of running rampant because we don't incorporate fiber. So you look at a bowl full of berries, for example, that's going to give you probably 5 grams of fiber once again. And the reason why fiber is so important is because it's going to slow the rate at which your blood glucose goes up. So every time you eat, the way that the body works is the pancreas is going to release out that glucose, and then insulin has to respond in kind. So it's kind of like a balance, a little teeter totter type of an effect. What happens is if we have high fiber foods, it slows that rate of which glucose is slowly going up, 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 up. And it allows that time span for insulin to do that teeter totter offsetting effect. When we have a standard American diet, what happens is we have these bad carbohydrates that instantaneously shoot the glucose straight up through the roof. That's not what we want to do. We want to try and maintain healthy blood glucose all day long. So if you're eating high fiber foods, meaning you incorporate some fruits and vegetables into your breakfast, you incorporate fruits and vegetables into your lunch. Hey, heck, you could even have fruits and vegetables as a snack. Maybe you say to yourself, nah, I'm not much of a fan of certain vegetables. Well, find the vegetables that you do like. And you can also look at other sources of fiber. We can look at things such as seeds and nuts. Really good options. So when we're sitting back and we go, well, what should I be having as an afternoon snack? Well, we can look at something such as maybe baby carrots and hummus. That may be a very good option. Think of all the fiber you're getting from that. Now, you could look at a bag of chips. Not going to give you any of that fiber. So, what happens is the blood glucose, once again, jetties on up, and we don't have anything to offset or combat that. So, high fiber foods are really important. And when you adhere to a Mediterranean style diet, this is not a difficult feat for you to achieve. So, you can pull yourself out of that standard American diet struggling to get to 10 grams of fiber per day, and you can get yourself into that healthy range of obtaining a good 30 grams of fiber on a daily routine. Now, it's not just important just for your blood glucose. We can look at all of the other benefits that go along with having this good amount of fiber in our diet. We can look at the benefits when it comes to cholesterol. Hey, that's a good thing, right? That's why people for years have been talking about the benefits of things like oatmeal. So we know that when we have high fiber foods, and think about oatmeal, there's a difference. I always say there's caveats to everything. You can't look and say, okay, I want to have oatmeal, but I'm going to go and get the instant oatmeal that's loaded down with all this sugar. Defeats the purpose. So we want to do things that we know still maintain that fiber quality to it. So like steel cut oats, for example, good option. Same thing when you look at like fermentable foods. If someone's going, well, yeah, I'm going to start having yogurt. Well, you can't go into the yogurt section and pick the one that has, Skittles in it and think that you're doing any justice for your body. Just doesn't work like that. So be smart. And most people know. Most people can generally get an idea as to what's healthy versus what's unhealthy. But if you eat your foods as whole foods, if you recognize I'm eating a bowl full of blueberries, then you don't really have to question much about that. So we want to incorporate this. We know it's good for the heart, we know it's good for our brain, good for blood glucose, good in general. But we also know that there's other things that we can be doing. If we are struggling to maintain healthy blood glucose, maybe we've developed a little bit of insulin resistance, for example, because of years and years of kind of food abuse where our blood sugar's been spiking all the way up, then we can look at incorporating different minerals, things like chromium. This is a trace mineral, very important for maintaining healthy blood glucose. One of the ways that it's working is it helps to enhance insulin sensitivity. So when we're looking at the pancreas and we look at the cells that are releasing glucose and insulin, we want to make sure that we are helping to support those. Well, the trace mineral chromium does just that. We can look at other herbal extracts. The other trace mineral would be vanadium. So chromium and vanadium, they kind of work synergistically together, but we can also look at things like bitter melon extract, very beneficial for enhancing overall insulin sensitivity to make the body more responsive to any spike in blood glucose. Noble cactus extract, cinnamon extract, there's a lot of different herbal extracts that we can utilize that can help to support a healthy blood glucose response. You can even look at things like turmeric or curcumin, for example. So across the board, there's so many different herbal extracts that can be beneficial. You can certainly go to our website to invitehealth.com and you can look at our blood sugar support supplements. Something like Gluco Hx is kind of one of my go-tos because it's a combination of those herb-based nutrients. So it has bitter melon extract, it has your noble cactus extract, it has alpha lipoic extract in it, which is great. That's one of our endogenous antioxidants. But it also has chromium and vanadium in it, which is super great. Those are those trace minerals that oftentimes people are not obtaining from dietary intake. So GlucoHX, really good option. It's something that you would take just before having a meal, so maybe 15 minutes prior to eating, you take one capsule, get into the rhythm of doing that, and that really helps to give that balance when it comes to the way that your body is responding with that glucose and insulin. So remember, high fiber foods, they matter. It's not difficult to incorporate them into your routine. You just have to be dedicated to having a healthy body. That's kind of the main point. So I will be back with you guys in a few more days talking about more wonderful nutrients that we offer at Invite Health. Check out our website, invitehealth.com, and I hope everyone has a wonderful, safe, and enjoyable weekend. Thank you.